Hi, welcome to another Power Blast podcast. I'm so excited for today's episode. An interview with my friend and celebrity super trainer, Debbie Siebers. You may remember her from the Slim and Six and the Slim series and other exercise programs that she's created out there. Wow, we talked about a lot of things. You are going to want to take notes, I'll tell you that. If you're listening in the car, that's fine. You'll come back to this episode. But one of the big points is, has fitness changed? As we start to get up there in age, should our approach be a little bit different? That's going to be a big powerhouse topic of today, plus a lot of other hidden gems. Stay tuned. Hey there, my friend Perry Tinsley here, creator of the Power Blast podcast, the power of possibility, passion, and purpose. I know that you are going to get a lot out of this episode. You'll probably hit the pause button a few times just to take some notes, because the things she shares in this one are just gems. I've gone through it a few times. I know they're going to be impactful for you. Let's get to that interview right now. All right, here we are. Welcome to the Power Blast podcast. My friend Debbie Siebers is on. So glad to have you here, my friend.
So happy to be here, Perry. So good to see you as always.
Oh, man. It's like, here we are. This is the 700th episode that we're recording. And you're a longtime friend. You're my fellow Wisconsinite. This is actually going to be released on my birthday. So lots to celebrate here. So cool.
That's pretty awesome, Perry.
Yeah.
Is it a big milestone, or what's the big birthday?
This is, of course, every year's a milestone for me. This will be a 56er for me. So,
wow, I'm still older than you. I can't believe it.
I'm working hard to catch up, but you keep outpacing me. I don't know. Yes, you just turned 60. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, that was a big shock to the system. I didn't even get used to turning 50, and now here I am 60. And, it's just crazy. My neighbor hosted a birthday party for me in her backyard. So with this COVID going on, it was just nice to have some of my friends and my sister and, just help me celebrate.
Oh, that's so cool. Well,
Yeah.
I'll give a little, I'm going to do my best to give a little bit of a background, because you've been involved in a lot of things over the years. From what I know, there's probably some things I may miss. But for those people that don't know who Debbie is, why would they? But you're the creator of the fantastic program Slim and Six. I mean, helped transform so many people. You started out with a Beachbody program called Great Body Guaranteed, right? I never did that one, but you did that one. You've been on like a celebrity trainer on different TV shows. Like there was a reality show that Fox ran called what was
Swan.
it? The Swan.
Mm-hmm.
Fit TV's Fitting In, Discovery Channels, like their health channel. What was that? Like a national body
It was a
challenge?
national body challenge. I got to be a judge for that, so, through all these amazing transformations, and help select the winner of that competition.
Oh, that's cool. And then you were like, I saw something about the Travel Channel's Swimsuit Slim Down. Was that a cool thing?
That was a crazy thing, because the guy that I was assigned to help was just a heavy smoker and never worked out ever, and was just so out of shape. And I'll never forget it, Perry, because the first episode, I thought I was being pretty easy on him. I had to take him through a pretty easy workout, on the treadmill. And I took him through like maybe one station, like a circuit. And the poor guy just started throwing up on camera in the back.
Oh, wow.
It was not good, but and he didn't do very well in the competition, but it was a fun experience. Yes.
Oh, there are so many challenges that come up that we address, and he tried, you tried, obviously he wanted to make a change. Who knows where he's at now, and hopefully the smoking at least is stopped. I used to be a 2-pack a day smoker myself,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so glad you stopped.
Yeah, it's been like 25 years now, but yeah, I am too. All of a sudden breathing became important. So I don't know how that figured in, but it's like, okay, you've got two options: not breathe anymore. Yeah, it became crazy. But so you've had that. some really cool infomercials with the Slim and Six stuff. I mean, you got to meet some really cool, awesome people. You've been a motivational speaker. And most recently, Levati. I don't know if that's your company or if that's another. Okay, it's your company. Levati standing for what is it? Live Vitality Wellness something?
Yes.
Okay. And we ended up getting your body dynamics. Hillary, absolutely, because I think what your goal is, and maybe you'll tell this instead of Perry, but a wellness company for people over 50, and the body dynamics. Hillary just loves the restore and repair, and just said it's awesome. So I was hoping we could start there. And I know we can recap the old days and all that stuff, from different things. As a matter of fact, I worked out with you because you did a special workout for Summit, for the Beachbody Coach Summit, and I worked out with you today. It was really, really awesome, and that planted a seed in my head. It's like, man, we would love to see something in the Beachbody library for having a restorative type of program, and what you've got here is really, really cool. So what I'm wanting to hear is, I heard you say on the words, I'm not hardcore anymore. And I had some friends. I'm going to give some shout outs to some friends here because they threw out some questions which fall in line with this.
Okay.
My friend Kathy Packard and my friend Stephen White, they're wanting to know, how your approach to fitness has changed as we age, and just something to, help the more mature and, as Steve says, the debilitated folks. I thought it was kind of funny. But what have you discovered, and, what's going on now?
Well, honestly, it's because of my own limitations that Body Dynamics was born, because, in creating Slim and Six, and then my advanced program, which many people still don't know about, my Slim series, those were very, very challenging workouts, some 80 minutes long, full body, with weights, workouts. And through that process and having to take, test groups through the program and do the program myself 3 times a day, sometimes for 6 weeks, and I was 40. Remember when I created the first program for Beachbody, Thin Thighs Guaranteed and Great Buns Guaranteed, I was 40 already. And so, and I had already had some issues through car accidents and things like that. And so having to develop these programs and overtrain my body, I really started to develop some limitations. And I'll never forget it. I was about to shoot the Cardio Core Express. The Slim Series Express. They were 30-minute workouts. And, as you know, Beachbody spends a lot of money on their productions. And sure enough, like right before, this weak link in my back went out. And Perry, when I tell you I could not walk, I was like this crooked. It was just insane. And I was going to a chiropractor, but so that project was put on hold, and I almost had to end my fitness career at that point. And through that process, I met Chad Waterbury, and he took me through a program to strengthen my low back, all these mobility drills. And consistently I was doing these drills, and I started rehabbing my back and feeling a lot better, feeling a lot stronger. And of course it afforded me the opportunity to shoot the, Slim Series Express. And while I was doing these drills, I realized, everybody needs this. Everybody's got a limitation of sort. And so Total Body Solution was born with Chad Waterbury, and we ultimately sold that program to Beachbody. I believe it's available still on their platform.
It is, yep.
But when I moved to Denver at 53, basically the Total Body Solution kept evolving and growing. And I started teaching classes here in Denver at a couple of gyms. And it was great because I was able to test out certain things. Like I was really focusing on balance and agility, exercises for bone health, a lot of different restorative things, a lot of mobility drills, not just for the low back, but for the knees and the shoulders and the hips. And people were really, really responding. So these routines kind of kept evolving and organically becoming what was to be Body Dynamics. So when Beachbody basically couldn't pull the trigger on this beginning program that they had contracted me to develop, you know what? I said, I'm doing it myself. Mm-hmm. I took my money out of my savings. I hired a production company out here. I found a studio. I cast the people that were taking my classes in the background. Perry, I did it all. I did wardrobe. I scripted the whole thing. I developed the whole thing. I was pretty, proud of myself, directed, produced, and it was pretty scary because I didn't know what was going to come of it, right? Yeah. So I created 7 routines that include the low impact cardio, the strength training, but no nonsense. It's not hard on the joints. It's very, very functional fitness is what I like to call it. And then a lot of focus on strengthening and building endurance and mobility and balance. And so we shot it. And then as the universe works its magic, because when you take action and you're passionate about something, the universe responds. And it really did. Like right away, I get this email through my personal website from this guy, Fadi, who used to work at Beachbody, who led their acquisition team to help them become like $1 billion company. He was a big fan of Slim and Six. He had left Beachbody to start his own health and wellness company. Gosh, at 35, he was in a really bad accident and he had all these severe limitations. And so he and his cousin were just kind of brainstorming, saying, we really need to come up with a program for like the baby boomers. We need a Debbie Siebers type. And they're like, well, why don't we just reach out to Debbie Siebers? They didn't know I had moved to Denver and that I just finished creating Body Dynamics. That's how fast it happened. So he sent me this email. Would you be interested in creating a program for the baby boomers? I said, I just did. We had the same exact vision. So we joined forces. We created Levati. And because, when we started our company, all the names we wanted were taken. So we had to make up one.
That's a good name. I like it. It flows. It flows well.
Live Vitality Wellness. And so that's kind of how it started. It was really born out of my own need, my own limitations. Mm-hmm. And listen, it's not just for the 50 plus, even though that's our target. There's many 30-year-olds and even maybe sometimes younger that were taking my classes because they injured their shoulder or they had a knee issue or a hip issue or whatever the case may be. And rather than feeling disempowered and sitting on the couch and feeling like you can't do anything, it was really, it was empowering to know that you can do many things. You just have to be patient with your body. You have to prep your body properly before you exercise. And then you really have to take the time to do the healing and restorative stuff. So, with my business partner hiring a great little marketing team, our first program did well enough just through our Facebook campaign ads that I was able to then shoot and develop Body Dynamics 2. And we had Fit Life Productions, this great production team, fly out to Denver. Because now it was like, yay, I don't have to take my own money. Now it's like we were able to fund that and do it right. And I'm just really proud of it. So Body Dynamics 2 just extends the library so you have more to choose from. And the second program does include the balance and agility routine, the mat routine for bone health, because I consulted with not only a Pilates expert who most of his clientele were 50 up, but chiropractors, physical therapists. I really wanted to make sure that I did it right, and I was very thorough about it.
Yeah, that is so cool. I mean, you had good role models all the years, with all your the creations of stuff that you had there, and just to develop this on your own. I mean, it was really, really cool. That's awesome with the production team coming out and doing this. I haven't gotten the second one yet, but obviously need to look at that too.
Yes.
Because, when you think of And you and I were talking a few weeks ago, and we're talking about people as they're going through these limitations and that things. And I think people have the mindset not everybody, but a good chunk of people want to get healthy. They want to get fit, and time just keeps chipping away, and we have these excuses. We have these things that where either life gets in the way or we just don't take action. All of a sudden, we drifted so far off course that now it seems either a couple mindsets I've seen people have. They're like, okay, I want to get back into my high school shape again, which is not always impossible, but not a reality overnight typically. And so sometimes there's this where people need to realize where they're at and where to go moving forward. But is that what you're finding with people?
Oh, definitely. I feel like the overwhelm that people have, it's that getting started. And, I think it's such a change of mindset is, being more realistic with yourself, certainly, and setting different types of goals to be, gearing more towards being healthy and strong. And also understanding that you don't have to do an hour of exercise every day. It's, sometimes 20 to 30 minutes is sufficient. It really is about being smarter about, how you are exercising, especially if you have a limitation, and not allowing like the frustration to take over. It's like really being kind and patient with yourself, but understanding, listen, there's always a modification. There's always something you can do. People are so grateful to me, and I get this the testimonials that I get from my programs are, one of, gosh, I was so frustrated because my back keeps causing me problems and I didn't feel like I could do anything, but I want to be active. I want to live with vitality, but they're just frustrated. And then they saw my program and they're just so grateful because it's something that they can do. Even if they can't right out of the gate do the low impact cardio stuff, they can at least do my body insurance routine to start rebuilding that strength and endurance and improving their joint health. And they can do like your favorite, the restore and repair, after they've done a nice walk or even go swimming or something like that. And then I offer so many modifiers for people who do, maybe somebody just can't even get down on the floor. That's been a big thing for me. Like, Debbie, this all looks great, but I can't get up and down off the floor that easily. So I really listen to that. So with my second program, I offer, my standing stretches, also like my upper body blast. I show someone doing the whole routine sitting in a chair. If you can't get up and down off the floor, I offer modifiers. If it hurts to come down onto your knees, there's always another exercise you can replace to work on the same area. So I think it's really about, as simple as it sounds, you're looking at that first step instead of the whole staircase. And I just say, just start moving and try to have fun with it and just listen to your body and do what you can, because every single little positive thing you do starts adding up. And it really is just about being consistent. And whatever it is you can do, like if you have a shoulder limitation, well, obviously you're not going to be doing overhead presses and push-ups and all kinds of different things. But you replace that with focusing more on your core, more on your lower body. There's ways around whatever's going on. Now, some people are severely, lack mobility. And that's why I have my Take a Seat program, which is a full body workout in a chair. You'd be surprised, Perry. I can't even tell you how you'd be so shocked at how thoroughly you can work your core, your upper body, your lower body, get your heart rate up. And I also have a seated yoga, So I really listen to people, and it's about being compassionate and, listening to your audience and listening to what they want to focus on. And of course, there's always, we want to focus on the problem areas. We want to focus on the flabby tricep, and we want to focus on the back fat and the bra bulge. And, now there's exercises you can do to target that, but we all know spot reducing does not work. Really, it's about diet and cardio, and then in addition, strength training, and then focusing on those particular areas just a little more if you want to see results.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, my friend Natalie Marolf, shout out to you, Natalie. You may have chatted with her before. She had a question about, she's dealing with a herniated disc. She's in one of my groups. And creating sciatic pain, and she's like, what's the best way to deal with that pain, because it hurts to bend sometimes, and when that nerve gets impacted, it's like total chaos, right? So have you worked with people with that sort of condition?
Well, that's pretty tough, and that's something, first and foremost, a physical therapist or your doctor would have to assess and give you the go ahead. I mean, I would certainly say there are certain drills within my body insurance routine that she could be doing, as well as my restore and repair. And my motto is always, if there's any kind of sharp pain, well, then you just stop that exercise or drill. You just kind of take on through those routines what is working for you. But, for that kind of thing, you have to be really patient with yourself. It's no joke. You have to do the proper rest. You have to do the proper healing, because you don't want to keep aggravating it. That's the problem. It's people that have this mentality, like, they just want to work through it. And there's no working through that kind of injury. You really do have to take the time.
Yeah. Good tip. Yeah. We've dealt with that in this household too. Interesting that you'd mentioned food before. And I want to hear about the impact of food. I am going to give a shout out to you, because you helped me flip the script about vegetables. And you probably never even knew this, but I was a person. Vegetables meant, potatoes, corn, the rare green beans. So now, as I've gotten in shape, there's always this, the more you eat veggies, and I'm like, gosh, I gagged them down as a kid all my life. Could they really even make a difference? So I have a condition called ulcerative colitis, and it's an intestinal issue. And as I was going through a battle, I was told not to eat any raw vegetables. So that impacts. But in my mind, when I heard the doctor say that, I converted it to, Perry should never eat vegetables again. But as I'm on this, we're on like a chat. You came into chat rooms from time to time, and you would answer people's questions. And so I threw it out there. I'm like, hey, my doctor said, because of my condition, I can't have raw vegetables. If I'd just left the word raw out of it, I think it would have been good. But no, you come back with, hey, that's no problem. You can saute them, you can cook them, you can steam them, you came up with a list of things that just helped me go, okay, that just called me out. So literally, I'm figuring out a way to gag these things down, and I just started with stir-fry vegetables, something I could tolerate, put some sauce on, whatever. But eventually, within 30 days, I watched so much how I felt so much better that I'm like, okay, there's something to this vegetable game. And from that point on, I've become a vegetable eater. But it was because of you that had me going. But so what's the impact of food? What are people, as we're going through these limitations and things like this, or, we're just like, okay, now we're taking this first step. How is the impact of food going to make a big difference for people?
Oh my gosh, it's so essential. I really believe it's more than 50% of the battle. And if you've got any kind of joint inflammation, which, many of us do, I think, the diet makes such a big difference, because if you're just eating junk food and tons of sugar and starchy carbs and fried foods and all these different things, you are just increasing the inflammation, and you're just adding to the laundry list of problems that you're going to get. And as we get older, it's tough. You know, we're battling so many things, right? I mean, we don't want to get arthritis. We don't want to get osteoporosis. We don't want to get high blood pressure. We don't want to have our tummies expand. We want to feel our best. And if you really want to have a quality of life, and I think this is what happened for me as I've gotten older, it's like, I want to wake up feeling energized. And even if I eat poorly, like 1 or 2 days, I suffer. You know, it's like having that food hangover, really. So for me, it's just a matter of, again, flipping that switch and asking yourself, well, how do I want to fuel my body? And how do I want to live the rest of my life? And, you know, it's not about depriving yourself and, you know, feeling like, oh gosh, I'm never going to be able to have the foods I enjoy. It's funny what you said about how now you really enjoy vegetables. For me, it was kind of a slow process because I never thought that I would ever enjoy food if it didn't include sugar, peanut butter, cheese, you know, all the things that I loved. And it took a long time, but once I starved my body of the sugars, it didn't crave it anymore. And slowly but surely, like you, not only did I start loving vegetables, I crave vegetables. If that sounds crazy. But what used to be my favorite meal is pizza or something that I thought was just so satisfying is so not satisfying for me anymore. Even when I do say, oh, I want to have a piece of pizza, it never lives up to what I thought it was going to. But, you know, if I have a really good grilled piece of salmon with a little bit of miso on it with some, you know, asparagus and broccoli and cauliflower, and I just love it. So it really is about finding recipes that you enjoy and thinking how much more energy you're going to have, how much better you're going to feel when you wake up, how much better your body's going to respond to the exercise. You're not going to be so achy in the joints. I'm telling you, if you're just sitting on the couch, you're not exercising and you're eating unhealthy, well, you're just asking for a whole host of issues. And, you know, I don't know about you, but, you know, I want to live an active lifestyle, and I want to live with vitality, and I want to look my best and feel my best. And it also attributes to your moods, doesn't it? I mean, I don't know about you, but when I was a compulsive eater and I was eating all that crap and I couldn't stop, and I was such an emotional eater and it was such a roller coaster, I was in my own hell. Like, it was just depression, irritability off the charts, you know, snapping at everything and everyone, self-esteem out the window. It plays into so many different aspects, you know. And now that, you know, I eat really healthy, you know, the majority of the time, it just comes second nature to me. I find I'm so much calmer. I have so much more patience, and I don't react from an emotional place. I can deal with conflicts better. Now you could say, well, that's crazy. How is that related to food? But if you wake up with a food hangover, if you have a sugar coma going on, you are going to be one irritable human being. So if you exercise and you eat healthy and you do your meditation and all these positive disciplines, it's an upward spiral. You're going to have a better quality of life. The people around you are going to thank you. You know, they're going to benefit from it, you know. So it's about taking care of yourself first, right?
Yeah.
And by doing that, by being selfish with your own health and well-being, everybody around you is going to benefit from that. And you're just going to be a more productive, happy person. So that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, well, I think there's a lot to that, and sometimes it's trusting the process, because having that feeling can be so abstract to the person that is not taking that action. They don't feel it. It only seems like work. It seems like they're going to deprive themselves. It seems like you run into these little cycles where it impacts the emotion stuff, and you're going to struggle. People will struggle for a period of time to get through things. So your body will rebel, and the universe will spin around and try to challenge you to see how serious you are. So it's one of those things, but you can break through. It's
it's progress, not perfection.
Wonderfully
Progress,
said.
not perfection. And it's not about trying to idealize a certain size you want to be or any of that. This is about being the best version of yourself, about being healthy. You need to accept yourself just the way you are today and love yourself and focus on all the beautiful qualities about yourself instead of all those negative things. It's what we feed ourselves on a constant basis, that mind chatter, that negative mind chatter that gets us spinning and on that downward spiral where we feel hopeless. And if you feel like, oh gosh, I've gone so far down the tubes, that who cares, I might as well have that donut, or who cares, I might as well, because when you're not taking care of yourself, it's easy then to just slip further and further and further down. But when you start edging your way and start taking those small positive steps, then automatically you want to start eating better. You want to start taking better care of yourself, because exercise just naturally releases those endorphins. It just naturally reduces stress, and it's medicine for your body. I mean, I always liked what Tony Horton would say. I always loved this. He would always say, our bodies are meant to move. People, you just can't sit and be sedentary and then complain, or why does this keep happening to me, or why do I keep getting sick, or why, it's really, let's wake up, let's have some awareness and mindfulness about what we're putting into our mouths. What we're feeding our bodies has a humongous impact on our lives. There's no coincidence if you know somebody that's eaten poorly their whole life, or smoked, or drinks too much alcohol, or why they have all these health conditions. But then there is the argument of people that are super insanely fit, who have, like, what's his name, John Harper, the Biggest Loser trainer, who had a heart attack. Or people that like the fitness experts in the world, like Steve Edwards, our beautiful Steve Edwards, who was an encyclopedia of fitness. He was an extreme athlete. I knew him very well. He literally had to critique my very first Slim and Six. Him, Carl, and John sat there, and I think Steph was like videotaping me doing my demo of Slim and Six, and they were just sitting there cross-armed, and I finished, and Steve said, well, it's really good, Debbie, but you might want to just give them a little break from the squats. Like, maybe just maybe just give them a little break in between all the squat action. So I have like a lot of fond memories, but he developed a rare form of cancer. So for anybody that's listening that says, well, wait a minute, I take really good care of myself. And, yes, there's always those unfortunate that we don't understand. To me, there is no fairness. I can't explain that. I really can't. But I'm just saying, for the most part, we are responsible, and we have to take accountability for our own lives, our own health, our own well-being. especially if we have children, especially if we want to set a good example and we want to be around in a healthy manner and set those good examples. And you always hear this, but it's so true. You want to run around with your grandkids, don't you? You want to be active. You don't want to, be sitting like a bump on a log.
Yeah.
That's something my parents, I think, would have said. Stop sitting there like a bump on a log.
That's right. Yeah. I think I've heard that one before.
I think that's a Wisconsin thing.
It might be. I don't know. Oh, those are great tips, great ideas, and great insights. Thank you. I did have my friend, Missy Cordasco. She had a question, which I'm pretty sure I know what you're going to say. But anyway, she's saying, what would Debbie recommend for newbies to stay motivated, or even what would you say to someone that was afraid to commit to a work or an exercise program?
Well, I get that. And many people are having extra hard time at home now, but I feel like this is the best time to introduce yourself to some of these programs, because you can do it in the comfort of your own home. You can look as crazy as you want. You can just sweat your butt off. You don't have to worry about what you look like. But I would say to start out, either you want to start with Slim and Six, my started up routine, and just start moving. Just do whatever you can each day. Just have fun with it. If you can't keep up with me, who cares? If you have to modify, that's all right. It's just about starting to move your body. And if started up is too challenging because of the plies or the squats, and if you have a real knee limitation or something like that, then I really ask you to start with my body dynamics programs. Because if you ease in and start preparing your body by doing my body insurance routine and start doing all those mobility and strength and endurance drills, not only are you going to feel great, you're going to start feeling stronger. You're going to start feeling more confident, start improving your balance, start focusing on your core, my core on the floor. What I was very careful about in creating this was to give you a thorough, core workout without stressing your neck and your back. So it's a great way to ease in, to start strengthening your midsection. And then, my restore and repair, you can do anytime you're feeling achy. You just want to have a thorough stretching and healing routine. And I have like kind of no nonsense strengthening routines that you can grab some light weights and just start messing around. And, it really is just starting to get, that connection with your mind and your body. And once you start establishing a foundation, then you're going to be ready to move into, the other stuff. But I think creating that foundation and just saying, look, I'm starting today and I'm going to journal this out and I'm going to be accountable with myself and I'm just going to do the best I can and I'm going to put on some crazy music and I'm just going to have fun and I'm doing this for my health, my well-being. I want to live a better quality of life and make a game out of it. I really feel like setting those goals is essential. Writing it down, the power of the pen, it really is something that really helped me when I was trying to get over my compulsive overeating, when I was lost and trying to figure out what I was meant to do in this lifetime, what my purpose was. It was when I started journaling and doing the affirmations and getting razor focused and asking the right questions. Why, what am I meant to do? Or ask for the guidance, or what is important to me? Why do I want to lose this weight? Ask yourself the critical questions. What's stopping me? What are my roadblocks? What is it that's keeping me from achieving these goals, and write this down, because inevitably it's some sort of, for most people, it's an emotional block at some point, or it's something we've made up in our minds, like we can't because we're too overweight, we're too out of shape, we're too old, we don't have enough time. I mean, there's a million excuses, right? But I've seen success in over my 30 years in every single one of those arenas. Somebody that had 8 kids and 2 jobs that managed to get it together. If you want to, you can. That's what I love about the motto of Beachbody: commit, decide, succeed.
Here it is right here.
You got to commit.
Yep.
And here's the other thing.
You got it.
Consistency is key. Acceptance is the key. And consistency is the key. Accepting yourself right now, taking the steps, look at yourself in the mirror, and please write down all the things you love about yourself. Don't focus on all the things, it's what we focus on that we manifest. It's true. If we just focus on gratitude and all of our blessings and what we're capable of and fuel our mind with that positivity, you can achieve anything.
I love this, man. This podcast is well worth going through a few times for many people, including myself. So thanks, Debbie. One last question. A friend of mine, Stella Wilson. Shout out to you, Stella. She wanted to know, what's your favorite part of developing your programs?
That's a good question. Gosh, it's such a process. And you know what it takes me back to? Literally when I used to be a cheerleader back in Wisconsin, and I would put together cheerleading routines. And I think for me, especially when creating Slim and Six, in my little living room at the time, and just trying to figure out, what move best kind of jives into the next. And it's a process of elimination really too. But I think my favorite part is when it starts coming together and I start getting excited because, I figure, you figure something out like, oh yeah, this is really good. Like, and it's something as simple as I'm going to insert core in between after my squats, I'm going to do core. After my hamstrings, I'm going to do core. After my upper body, I'm going to do core. And it was like sneaking it in there. But by the end of the workout, you're shrinking. And that's how, and the more that I did it, the more I realized, oh, this is really effective. But I think it really is just putting on that music and even, just having fun and just trying to figure out, for me, what doesn't annoy me? Like what body sculpting move have I done over the years that not only got me great results, but that I didn't hate, because there are so many moves like burpees. I wouldn't incorporate a burpee. I hate burpees. I hate certain things, and even though, listen, the lunge is not my favorite thing in the whole wide world. It is one of the best lower body exercises. So I just kind of went through like, what are the best body sculpting moves that were most effective, that I got the best results with through my clients, or what are the best low impact moves, But yeah, for me, it was just how everything was coming together ultimately. And then, of course, taking people through it and getting the response is a magical thing, watching everybody in the room do your program. In the beginning, they're struggling. They can barely crank out one push-up. Everybody's falling all over the place with their lunges. And at the end of that 6-week test group, everybody's doing perfect lunges, perfect form. Everybody's cranking out 15 push-ups, perfect form.
7 bazillion squats. Oh, yeah. Wait.
Yeah. It's such it's a great feeling.
That's awesome. Oh man. Well, thanks for sharing that. That's really cool. I appreciate Stella for asking asking the question. When we were talking about the beginning, so here was my mom at the age of 66 watching my transformation and saying, Perry, I think I want to start exercising a little bit more regularly, because I kind of called her out on her treadmill routine. She always said she had a nice treadmill, but if she even got to a walk, it was never beyond a walking pace, but it was consistent. It was movement, right?
She's reading.
So yeah. So I was apprehensive. I'm not 66. I don't know what my bones are like or what my muscles are like at that age. So I said, start here. And I gave her, I know you said there was a started up series, but there was an introduction workout to your program. It was like 20 minutes. It was like a little, it was almost a warm up. I forget the exact name of it, but I didn't even give it
up.
Yeah, it was started up, but it was started up was like 3 weeks or a couple weeks long, wasn't it?
Yeah, started up was the beginning aspect of Slim and Six.
It was a DVD that came with that. It was kind of like a short little, maybe it was a variation or it was just an introduction to the moves or whatever it was. I'll have to go and look it up, but whatever it was, I would not give her the whole program. I gave her just that DVD with just that. Good. And I said, do this over and over and over and over again. Let me know if you can be consistent. Let me know if it works out. Within like a couple weeks, she's like, I want the rest of the program. I'm ready to go. So when she tried started up, now the workout's a lot longer than that, 20 minutes. And she's like, whoa, but I love it. I feel great. And then she progressed into so many other programs, but it was just, wow, seeing somebody at the age of 66, and then I think it was maybe a few years later at the age of 68, she's coming to one of your live events there in Appleton, Wisconsin, and it just, your jaw hit the floor when you heard about her age, and she's like, yeah, so it was neat.
It's amazing. It just shows you, Perry, that it doesn't matter how old you are. If you start and you ease in and you build that foundation, and that's why body dynamics is so important. And I'm so happy to be able to offer that now, because all those years, I can't tell you how many people would reach out to me and say, we love Slim and Six, but it's just too hard for us. It's just too many squats and too many plies, and it's just too hard on my knees. And when are you going to develop something for us, for the really overweight people, or the true beginner, or the 50 plus crowd? And when you hear that over and over, and I was always so frustrated because all I could offer them up to that point was, well, do my started up, but modify. So imagine how excited I was when I was able to then finally say, well, now I have 2 programs available. If you still want a DVD, I've got that, but automatic digital access. And you can also get my programs digital access only for less money. But yeah, it's a good feeling to be able to offer a solution, because more than not, there are people out there that really want to get active and they don't know how to start. And I say, here you go. And then according to what their limitation is, I can guide them to what routines to start with.
Wow. It's so awesome. So, well, thank you so
Good
much,
feeling.
Debbie, for coming on here. Is there anything that you're currently working on? I know Body Dynamics 2 that you'd like to share, and how can people reach you?
Yeah, well, Body Dynamics 2 has been out for a while, actually, but if you just go to the website, you can either go to bodydynamics.com. Now, Body Dynamics is with an X, or Livati, which is LIV as in Victor, ATI.com. And there's full descriptions of the routines included. There's some video clips that you can watch so you can kind of get an idea of what each routine looks like. The Body Dynamics 2, of course, was shot with a better, quality production company, because the first one, as I said, I funded. I did the best I could, but the second one is shot, better quality, better sound, all that good stuff. And then the other thing I wanted to just quickly mention is I am potentially partnering up with another company. It's called the 60 Up Balance Board. And I would encourage anybody that's really struggling with their balance to go to YouTube and check it out. It's a really stable balance board, but it's got poles attached. And then it's got all these workouts that you can do. And then it also has resistance bands that attach. It's an incredible product. They want me on their team. So we are in negotiations right now. But despite the fact I join with them or not join with them, it's a great product and I'm about helping people. And so if you can master that balance board, imagine how great you'll do with standalone exercises. I mean, this is preventative for falls, breaking hips, all that stuff. Bob Eubanks, who's like 89, completely has a new lease on life. He's their #1 spokesperson. He hosted the Newlywed Game a million years ago.
Yeah.
You remember that? But I'm going to hopefully represent the 60 crowd as I just turned 60 for the 60 Up Balance Board.
60 Up, like 60 UP?
Yep, 60 Up. And
60
I'm
up.
telling you, wow, I got on that thing. I thought, oh, I got this. This is no big deal. It was challenging to maintain center and then try to do squats and try to do all these other things. Really great product. So let's all put our positive energy that would be a really good marriage. Mm-hmm. They would acquire my company, rebrand my programs. I would still, create, but help to really endorse their fabulous product and other products to come. So that's really all that's in the works, other than I'm doing my live Facebook exercise classes from time to time. So keep your eyes open. I advertise them usually on my Slim and Six Facebook page. If you're not already a follower, I'd love you to jump in there. Or I advertise on my Debbie Siebers public Facebook page. And they're 2-week classes, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 o'clock Mountain Time. If you can't jump in live, no biggie, because the workouts are up there for you to access 24/7. And it's just, I do a good hour-long, sometimes longer, full body, low impact workout for those of you that still don't feel comfortable going out to the gym.
Wonderful.
That's it.
Looking forward to that. And I'm going to call out Debbie here a little bit, and the rest of you out there can help hold her accountable. Debbie's wanting to get into the podcast arena. So, we got it on there in the video. So hopefully that can come to fruition, because I think a lot of us would really enjoy having you have your own show and your own interview. So that'd be really cool.
I'd love to do it.
Well, thanks so much, Debbie, for being a part of this and sharing all your wisdom and insights and story. You're an absolute gem. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Perry. Thanks so much for having me. I think the world of you.
Oh, thanks. Awesome.
Have a beautiful day.
You too. Wasn't that amazing? I'll tell you what, Debbie just rocked it on this one, and I know you'll go back and listen to it again. All of the links that she referred to, I will post in the show notes so you have access to those. And if you're a person that's looking to either get on a health and fitness journey, or you're just looking for that support for taking things to the next level, join my health and fitness group and empower yourself. I put together a motivated community with people who are on a journey just like you and me. And we strive for healthy habits. We hold each other accountable. We celebrate victories and provide support for each other so we can all get results. Details for that is for our next group is at putyourselffirst.com/getresults. Once again, that's putyourselffirst.com/getresults. And if you want some simple life hacks so you can reach your goals and empower yourself with healthy habits, for sure, you want to go and download my free Success Habits Master List. That's packed with routines, rituals, tips, strategies to move you from feeling chaotic and overwhelmed to feeling grateful, healthy, happy, focused, and fulfilled. Absolutely free for you. Go ahead and download that at morningsuccesshabits.com. swimsuit.com. That's all I have for this week. I appreciate you so much for tuning in. Please share, subscribe, leave an honest rating and review in your podcast app. It really helps others discover this episode, and they're going to want to find out what Debbie had to say. You absolutely rock, my friend. And as always, remember,
it's never too late.
We'll see you next week. Yay!
Bye.